Okay, there's a wild story going on. And in this wild story, a father looked for a called lady of the night, and unfortunately, he got his daughter instead. That's right, you are hearing it correctly. Ask for a lady of the night, and you get your daughter instead. I want to know what that feeling is like, and we're gonna break it down with receipts. Okay, I want you guys to go to my Instagram before we start this video. Go to DJ_bless1 and follow me on Instagram. Now, the father went to a website called fishforbooty.com. I am coughing and wearing a mask. I got that loud. I am smoking on. Wait, one more cough. Whoo, I'm chiefing cool. Now, the father, he wanted to have a great night, and unsuccessfully, he got something that all fathers have a nightmare of. When you find that your daughter is one of the ladies of the night. I thought this was an isolated incident. And it's not really an isolated incident at all. This is something normal that tragically happens, unfortunately, a lot. As I was doing my research, I found so many similar stories. I'm thinking you barely can get in a situation like this, but this has happened a whole lot. So I had to do my due diligence and present the facts. Before I even ask you guys to answer the questions of what you would do, etc., etc., let's go through these stories of what actually happened during a string of 60 to 80 years of these actually happen majority of the time. Yeah, I know, man. You're trying to have a good night and you end up booking up your own daughter. Educational purpose. It's a wild story. Have a seatbelt, hang in there, drink one, smoke one. It's gonna be a blast video so we can get the things. Now, the father, the name was undisclosed, so we can't give the name out. This was happening in Florida, and being that it's in Florida, you know something is in the water in Florida. Something is always in the water in Florida. Now, they're saying sighting. There was a story on Twin Peaks. This was a plot in the story as well. It's not just happening in real life. They said Twin Peaks had Audrey Horne working undercover as a night girl at a local casino brothel. The owner insisted upon personally trying each new girl, a situation that brought Audrey face to face with her father. So this sick thing happens regularly, and this was 1999. They published this one here. I'm going to be giving you guys date, time frames, just to match everything up so you can know how this is brazy. This is something normally that happens, and I'm sitting back like, what type of society we have where nightmare meets nightmare, daughter meets father, which is a nightmare right there, father meets daughter, which is a nightmare, and an unpredictable situation. More than shocking and vastly almost familiar. Speaking of familiar, there's another one that I wanted to read to you guys, so let me put the screen bigger right here and read it. Yet the plot device of the night girl daughter encountering her father professionally is far older. In the 1921, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 1921 case here. There was a person called Luigi Pernadillo, played 6 characters in search of an author. The first client of a night girl who had been persuaded to enter a life of vice to help support the family is her estranged stepfather. At least this one is a stepfather situation, not a biological father, but nevertheless, still a weird situation, man. This is almost a common. Like, what would some of y'all do? What mentally would a cause and effect would it have on you? I just want to have a nice little dialogue with y'all, because this, for me, having a daughter, out of all the sons that I do have one daughter. It had me sitting back and just saying, man, this isn't normal. Like, what type of world where the world is so open for things to happen, and you can't even say back in my days anymore, because clearly every generation is having this situation. I'm gonna give you guys some more years and some more proof that this is not just one generation or two. This is just life in general, and sad decisions that are made each and every day. And unfortunately, a lot of times you can't erase it. Can you repair and fix the broken father-daughter relationship? Yes, but the shame itself sometimes still lingered there, so it doesn't give you a good relationship with the father nor with the daughter. This can have a life traumatization experience with you guys. I'm gonna make another screen bigger and show you something else. And another version of this type of weird tale, there was an unsuspecting father who stops by his daughter college, right? He stopped by unannounced. He knocked on the door, and her roommate answered the door. The new girl who failed to recognize that was her roommate's father. She said, the father told the roommate, "I'm here for Sherry." The introduction is greeted with the news that his daughter is with another client at the moment. Can you imagine the embarrassment? You go for your daughter and her roommates say your daughter Sherry is with another client at the moment. Would you care to patronize someone else in the establishment? So the friend's roommate actually offered the father another person he can come see. So that gotta be embarrassing. There's another report in Virginia back in the 1950s. Yes, this so much years. In the 1950s, a father's daughter tricked into a bad house by a madam. A lady who runs the house was called a madam. Basically, the child was in distraught at being locked in and is really happy when the daddy comes to rescue her. The tagline is either, "Oh daddy, I'm so glad to see you," or "Daddy, what are you doing here?" I mean, whew, today's values. You can't even say that anymore, because apparently this happened even back then too, and back when. Even now, reading these reports, my head is getting a headache, because it's a fear all fathers and mothers fear. The upbringings of one child to become something better than what you were. That's always a goal in life. So when you do see your child going through this, it baffles you at an unproportional level. Because here's another one. In 2002, a couple was preparing to divorce after the man summoned a call girl to his hotel room, only to discover it was his daughter. See, this is multiple years of the same thing. As the night lady entered his room, the full horror for him discovering his daughter was the occupation hit. Basically, I butchered that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read it fast. The father basically had a feeling of sickness and embarrassment. Like, man, I called my own daughter in the room. Educational purpose. So this thing is basically painful for people. There's another case on the internet in 1995. A man traveled to St. John's, Newfoundland, and on a business trip from another part of province, he checks in a hotel Holiday Inn and arranges with the desk clerk to have a night lady into his room. A few minutes later, a knock on his door. He opens to find his own daughter, who was a student at the local university there. Presumably, she found her allowance to be insufficient, probably due to the fact her father was spending all his money on night ladies. I mean, the horror to go through this. And I've showed you guys countless times where no matter what era you were, it's the 50s, the 20s, the 90s, the 80s, or today's time, this seems to be a catch. It seems to be something that's regularly happening, where a lot of the daughters are now seeming they have to be the leaders of their household, or financially they need to fall themselves in a situation where they have to support themselves. So I wouldn't wish this on anybody else. I'm actually saddened for all fathers involved in this. I'm just going to highlight you need to be in your child's life, because there was another case in Zimbabwe as you're reading here. There's another father in Zimbabwe. You guys could read this. I'm not going to even read it. I'm going to leave it on the screen. There's so many cases of this. I think that's what shocked me the most. That this is seriously a problem, and it's a continuously problem. I thought it was an Instagram joke that somebody posted on Instagram, but I like doing homework. I am a journalist, aka DJ Bless One. So doing my journalism duties, I find this is a growing problem, and it's a heartbreak after heartbreak. And I'm actually sad for everybody involved, not just the fathers, also the daughters. You never know what the daughters went through to even go through that journey. So it's actually sad, and I am saddened by the situation and the nature of it. So all we can wish is for the best of everybody involved. Have a talk with your child, man. Let them know when things get rough, there's no last resort to things. There's always options to jump over those hurdles. Always remember, options are your best sources than doing something you're going to regret for the rest of your life, you're going to be embarrassed by. So I don't know, man. It's one of them things, like Mary J. Blige and everybody said, just one of them things, man. It's news story after news story after news story. So I mean, even mothers too as well, not just the fathers. Can you imagine what the mothers have to go through? Because the level of shame is equally shared around as far as parenting the goal and being a child with your parent as well. So I'm just gonna tell you guys, what did you guys think of this? Leave a like and a comment in the description box. Check that as well to check all the other goodies we have for you, and share your opinion on this. And what did you go through? Like, what is this sick to you or what? Because I have my own personal opinion, but I'd rather hear yours. Share it with us in the comment sections, and we'll definitely respond back. I'll let you know what I honestly think besides what I just shared on the video. Go to my Instagram, DJ_Bless1, and come rock out with a growing platform. Look, I'm your guy, Bless1. Love your family, love your kids, and stay blessed, gang. Support, salute to everybody involved. It's sad all the way around. I'm sad by it, but you can always repair no matter what's going on. Everything could be repaired. Go to that Instagram. I'm telling you, we got more than the numbers is being shown right now. Stay in your daughter's life. I'm saying that to the fathers and mothers. Help your child out and be a supportive parent. Don't be somebody they're afraid of. I'm over and out. Sad story all the way around. Sheesh.